Hi, everyone. It's Brenda back again with another episode of Three Uniques. I'm really excited to introduce you to Nancy Wescott. Hi, Nancy. How are you doing tonight?
I'm great, Brenda. It's great to be here.
It's so amazing to have you here. I'm going to share a little bit more about Nancy in a few minutes, but just like overall, Nancy is a retail executive. She's worked in retail for over 20 years in the United States with amazing brands such as The Gap, Gymboree, and we've worked together when we were at The Gap. And the reason why I wanted to invite Nancy on tonight is that she is this really like warm spot in my heart as far as like being a retail leader. We overlapped a few times in my career with The Gap, and I always just remember amazing like meetings with you, walkthroughs with you. You always made people feel so great when you came into our stores. So it's great to have you back.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here, and thank you for saying that. It's really nice to hear.
Yeah, no, I was just like, okay, when I'm thinking about people that I want to have on Three Uniques, I'm like, gotta get Nancy on. Like she's always been like so like such an encouraging leader and like just real validator. Like you always like appreciated what people did in the stores all the time. So I really was grateful for that.
Great, thanks.
So Nancy, why don't you share a little bit more about yourself?
Sure. So as you were saying, I've been in retail for being kind 20 years. It's been for quite a long time. And as I was just talking with you earlier, Brenda and I you and I worked at Gap together. And I feel like I got my MBA at Gap. I was there for 17 years and just had an amazing career there. And then I joined another retailer and was there for another 15 years. So I'm a retail executive in operations and in the field. And I love what I've done my entire life.
Yeah, and you live in Marin County in the Bay Area in San Francisco.
I do. I live just outside of San Francisco. I've lived here for the last 30 years. Have 2 kids and a pug.
A pug, awesome. Great. And so Nancy, you're here tonight to share your 3 uniques with us. So
Yeah. Sure. Okay. So I love this exercise, first of all. I think it's really interesting to kind of narrow it down to just 3 things that make you unique.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've thought about it and thought back on, different things that I've done in my life. And it really does come down to 3 things. Inspiration, I'm inspiring, collaborative, and persistence.
And sorry, the last one?
Persistence.
Persistent. Okay, amazing. All right, so let's take it from the top. So inspiring.
Yes. And so for me, that starts with and I'm going to talk about it from being a leader because I've been a leader for so long, since I was 23. It starts with being authentic and human as a leader and showing up fully to people. And as a leader, I've always strived to connect with people and find out what makes them tick, as well as show them who I am as well. And so I feel like what I've done over the years is really, by finding out what makes people tick, really understand what motivates them, what they need from me. I listen to them, I care about them, I invest in them, I show empathy. And it really makes a difference in getting people to do the very best for you.
Amazing. And so was there a leader in your life that really inspired you to be inspirational for your people?
Yeah, that's a good question. There was long ago, when I was a district manager for Gap. I had a regional manager who was incredibly inspirational and meaningful to my life, and allowed me to see that there was more potential in me than I realized.
Mm-hmm.
And so, as I've found in my years that I've thought, how would he operate in this manner? What manner would he do? What would he say? He saw things in me that I didn't see in myself. And so that's what I try to do for people.
Amazing. And then your second unique?
Yeah, my second is collaboration. And when I use that word, what I really mean is the power of team.
Mm-hmm.
I believe in not only the individual, but the power that can be created when you build this highly functioning team. And I believe that the most important decision that a leader makes is hiring the best person for a job, but also so important to make sure that they fit within that team and that they're bringing something unique to the team, as a matter of fact. So of course you look for characteristics or skills and experiences, but you also look for characteristics and qualities that are necessary that perhaps are not within the team. And so what I found over the years is the best team is a team of diverse thought, of diverse ideas, of diverse backgrounds, and maybe even a little bit quirky qualities that can create this really high performing team. And then I provide an atmosphere in which you can really collaborate, in which discussions can be held in a respectful manner, people can disagree, and people realize the value that someone with a different opinion can bring. And so to me, collaboration is the key to success with a business.
So, story, when I worked at the Gap and you were heading up corporate operations, I think, for international. So you were in San Francisco and you were working specifically with Canada and the other international countries. The team that you had in operations, I just remember like working with them on different initiatives, whether it was like getting prepared for the holiday season, or it was back to school season, or it was a store managers conference. I distinctly working on like store manager conferences because I was in training and development at the time, and we'd fly down to Vegas earlier to get things set up. And your team was always like so organized, but happy. Like no one was ever really, I mean, there were stresses going on because it was a big event that we were putting on for all of our store managers, but like, everyone just seemed like on it, happy, engaged, like wanting to do the work. And I just think that's probably like, now hearing about like your belief around and your unique skill around collaboration, that's definitely a result of that.
Well, when I think of that team, I did have a great team there. That was an amazing group of people.
Yeah.
And I'd say the other part in that is that we always found time to have fun and to take a laugh. So if things were stressful, we would find a way to laugh through the stress and just power through whatever we needed to do. But what I always did is make sure that, what I always do is that people have a voice. And people are seen and heard. So if they don't feel like things are going well, then we listen and we together hash out what needs to be done differently. So they all felt valued. They all feel valued in what they're doing, rather than just feeling each one has a separate assignment. We're all working together on this. And yes, that international team was a really special team.
Yeah, I remember that. And then your third unique, persistence.
My third is persistence. Persistence. And basically that is, I am just like very driven. You know, I love super goals. I love big challenges. I don't back down from things when there are obstacles. I'm relentless in achieving a goal. I'm very goal oriented. And in fact, I like it. I enjoy it when you have a challenge that is seemingly impossible. And I feel like a challenge or an obstacle is about just figuring out a way to be more creative in your problem solving, figuring out a way to get around that and get over that rock or that mountain that you have to get over. And so I'm a half glass full. I figure there's a way that we can do this. And I think that drive has inspired me to move up in my career, but also help people too see that they have capabilities outside of what they think.
Right. I love how your three uniques actually like kind of all work together too. The inspiring, the collaboration, and the persistence. It's like, and it's all like sort of under the lens of leadership and team, working with your team, like rolling up your sleeves and getting in there.
Absolutely. Yeah. And that is what I felt like. You know, it is about setting the example as a leader. And so I was never a person that wasn't right there side by side, helping the team be successful and being part of that as well. So they didn't feel like it was just an assignment for them.
Amazing. So my follow-up questions for you that you didn't have like information about beforehand, not to stump you, but if you had a gigantic billboard and you could have anything on it anywhere on the planet, what would it say?
That's a great question. You know, in this world today, I think I might say something as simple as kindness matters. Something so simple. Yeah, I just feel like that once in a while we have to step back and realize that being nice to one another can make a difference in the world.
Absolutely. And my other question for you is, in the last 5 years, what new belief, behavior, or habit has most improved your life?
Oh, you know, there's been a couple of things that I've kind of started in the last few years. One would be yoga. I have fallen in love with yoga and do that a few times a week. Another, alongside that, is meditation. I really believe in the power of meditation, and I make it a habit of at least 5 out of 7 days that I take 10 minutes, 15 minutes a day to have some quiet time, usually starting out my morning.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to add another one, getting outside. I love to hike, and there is such, I gain so much from being out in nature and being outside and challenging myself on long hikes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those are three good ones. Absolutely. Thanks for sharing that. And
You're
thanks
welcome.
again for coming on Three Uniques today. I really appreciate reconnecting with you, you sharing your three uniques with everybody. Did you enjoy your experience?
I did. Thank you, Brenda. It was really great to reconnect with you.
Yeah.
Really, really great. And good luck with everything you're doing. Thank you.
Thank you. And for everybody tuning in tonight and watching Three Uniques, or today, depending on when you actually tune into this, just want to say thanks for following along. Thanks to Nancy for sharing her story with us. And get out there, share your three uniques with the world. You don't know what somebody else may need from you, and your three uniques might be just the ticket. There's 7.5 billion people on this planet, and somebody needs what you've got. So take care, everybody. Thanks, Nancy.
Thank you. Bye.